Alright.
Welcome to the first official episode of Control Alt Delete, where I, Jessica,
And I, Stephanie,
talk about whatever the fuck we want. And on today's episode, we will be spilling the tea and talking about past relationships, current relationships, Tinder, sex, love, marriage, and Pride Month.
Alright, so let's get to it.
Me first?
Yeah, I feel like it's all on you.
Mine's like more spicy.
Oh, absolutely.
But yours is like over.
Yeah, like my Tinder days are over, for sure.
Okay. So, where should we start? With Tinder? Or past relationships?
Let's start with past relationships.
Should we talk about virginity? Like,
how
old were you when you lost your virginity?
Okay.
Who's going first? Me? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I
don't even know this.
Oh,
really? No, I don't.
We talked about this?
No.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Mom and Dad don't watch.
Yes,
okay,
please.
Sorry.
Also, our family,
Sorry
this is going to get really personal.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay.
I was almost 16.
Oh, okay.
I was 15.
I was going to say, like, I thought you were,
16.
like, 13, to be honest.
No,
I didn't know.
Does that make someone hoe, though? I don't want to call anyone a
definitely
hoe.
not. Okay. Because I feel like as 13, you're very impressionable.
Yeah,
and somebody can convince you pretty easily.
Who do you think it was with?
Tony.
Okay. Yeah.
Or should we have a code name? No, Tony's fine.
Fuck
it's fine.
Let's just say
Spill the tea, because we're going to lose track of all these people's names.
We will. But some of them, I don't know if they're still watching my shit. So once it gets to the more recent ones, I'm like, I don't know if we should say names. Yeah, I was 15, almost 16. It was with Tony. And
in the Love Shack?
It wasn't in the Love Shack.
That's a whole nother...
Yeah, if you guys want to know what the Love Shack is, it was like a little fucking ghetto-ass...
fuck shed, pretty much.
In the backyard.
Hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
Typical, if you know the Reno Sparks area, it's like Sun typical Sun Valley type shed. It's okay. Teenagers, man. Yeah.
Okay, your turn. How old were you?
I was 16. I was like 15 turning into 16. Yeah. And I actually snuck out of the house at Vassar Street. Mm-hmm. Snuck out of the house and
I knew yours. You told me yours.
Went over to this guy's house.
Mine. Mine's not that exciting.
No. And the guy just like after I was done, I was like, okay, that was not satisfying whatsoever, and I felt completely like gross about it because I didn't know that was going to happen.
Relationship?
No, not at all. He was older than me, and he like. Sorry, there's kids.
That's
this is gonna be very on brand for us. But he was very like, I don't know. He acted like it was nonchalant, like I was just going over there to hang out, and that did not happen. And afterwards, I did not know where I was at. It was around the corner from my house, but I wasn't familiar with the location. So after, he kind of just was like, find your way home. I gotta go to work. And I was like, ooh.
That's fucking dudes for you.
Yeah, it was disgusting. It was very disgusting.
So now I think we should kind of talk about like where we are now with relationships.
Yeah.
You think I should go first?
Yeah, absolutely.
So now I'm single. I've been single for like probably almost a year now. But I used to be married at one point and I got divorced.
Let's dabble into that a little bit.
I got married when I was 23. And he and I had been together since I was 21.
It was a long distance relationship
yeah, it was
at
for
first.
a little while. We were together for like 7 years, but I mean, things just didn't work out, and that's okay. We don't hate each other or anything like that, but going from marriage to being single is way different.
And also in the mix, you did have a huge transformation on your body and stuff like that.
I lost like almost 100 pounds.
Yeah, so, I mean, all of that together was kind of just a big,
wild.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for me now to even have the confidence, I guess, you could say, like, to be comfortable with dating people and, like, to think that men that I'm attracted to actually like me back, because I'm not really used to something like that. So it's been hard getting into dating, and a lot of times men just want to hook up, and I had my hoe phase there for a little bit. And I'm over it, you know?
It wasn't even that much of a hoe phase.
It really wasn't. I call it a hoe phase.
I'm very sad about it.
Guys?
Yeah.
Literally 3 dudes, and I'm like, oh, I'm a whore. I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, you didn't have that much of a hoe phase. But the people that you
were like the biggest hoes.
And not only that, the people that you like invested your time in were not.
Wow.
We're not.
Rude.
We're not mint.
What about you?
Oh,
you chose to procreate with one of those dudes.
I did. Unfortunately,
come on.
listen,
At least I don't have any kids running around.
I was 17 in high school, and I procreated life twice with the same man, and unfortunately, the situation was pretty ugly, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was, very verbally abusive, physically abusive. It was a lot of drama, still is kind of drama, but I mean, thankfully they have a stepdad who cares and loves for them, like, more than, any man I think I would have expected.
Yeah.
So, that I'm very thankful for that. And then, yeah, I mean, we were not in a relationship when we had the middle child. It was a one-night stand. Yeah. Because he was familiar and I didn't want to have like a hoe phase. But as soon as I hooked up with him again, I was like, great, I'm pregnant. Yeah. So and let's just go.
I was so jealous because that's when I was married and I was struggling with infertility. And my little sister, who is 17 years old, is getting pregnant. And me, a grown woman, I think I was 24 at the time, couldn't get pregnant with my husband. But now, looking back, I'm like, I'm so thankful I never had kids with this man,
Yeah.
Not to shame him or anything like that. Whatever. I don't care how he lives his life, but I'm glad that
looking back on it, it would have it would have been a little bit harder to go through a divorce with children and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm just thankful that I'm out of the situation I was in because it was very, very, very toxic and very, very unhealthy.
And now you have a better partner,
I do.
He's there for your girls too.
Absolutely. And we have another son together, so he has a son from a past relationship, and then I have my 2 daughters, and then we have one son together. And I mean, that little boy, man, he's crazy.
Oh god.
But that's another story. But yeah, let's talk about your past relationship with the guy who went to my baby shower.
Oh no, not him.
I just want to mention that it was
guy was so good in bed.
Oh no.
One of the best lays I ever had. I'm in for that toxic dick though.
That's true. I mean, that's
damn.
If that's not your rap sheet, I don't know what is. Like toxic men.
I don't really want to talk shit about myself like this. Like the things that I did. The Confederate flag blanket.
Yeah, that's looking back on it. Looking back on it, that was not a good call.
It was too late. He was such an alcoholic too. Oh god, he was. I really hope he isn't watching this.
Well,
whatever. He probably,
even if he is, I mean, if he wants to out himself, then he can. Mm-hmm. But let's just say he was my fiance's friend, and he went to our baby shower.
He was a drug dealer.
He was a drug dealer. He's also an alcoholic who should not be ever behind a wheel.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
He went to our baby shower for our son, and I mean, alcohol was involved with everybody, which is totally okay. It's a celebration. But he came back to our apartment, and I mean, my
that was my first dude I was with
after your and they all came back to our apartment, and then me and my partner were going down for bed, and everyone left.
Except for him.
Well, no, he did leave, remember?
Oh, yeah, and then he came
back. And then all of a sudden he had morals not to drive drunk.
Yeah,
so he came, sat on this couch. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't this couch. It was a past couch. Yes, I forgot. Anyways, so came to the house, sat on the couch, and just started talking to my sister, and I told him, like, hey, we're all going to bed.
He drank out of Malay's juice.
He did drink out of my daughter's drink. And mind you, this is COVID. Middle of COVID. Like, my son was born in 2020. So, like, actual COVID was going on, and he drank out of it.
He said sweet things to me. He was the first man that was like, oh, you're so beautiful. Like,
do you want to talk about
how many people, like, how I was not used to that at all? When I was married, like, my husband never was like, oh, you look beautiful. Oh, like, anything like
anything
that. Never
nice,
like
yeah.
to touch me. Never like to have sex with me. In my opinion, like, whatever, I don't care who fucking sees it. It is what it is. But, like, he actually liked to be around me, liked to have sex with me, and he called me beautiful. And for that, it was, like, meant everything to me at the time.
But let's just mention, you guys did, like, have a break and then got back together. And during that break, he said some pretty gross things. I mean, not, like, gross, but just, like, he talked a lot of shit.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I don't really remember.
And then the whole
drama.
drama.
He called me a bitch because he was jelly.
He did call you bitch, but
yeah.
also, like, the Confederate flag,
yeah.
the drinking while driving,
yeah.
the drinking out of your niece's freaking Capri Sun,
that was really cool.
The whole, he doesn't believe in, what did he say? Not he doesn't believe, but he was, like, seemed like he was super racist, I don't know, but...
Yeah, he seemed
there's a lot of red flags. He went to the bar every night.
He did.
And he would drive
He did
home.
a lot of drugs, too.
Yeah,
he did a pretty considerable amount of drugs.
Yeah. But, I mean...
I was really hoping for the best for him, but I feel like with that relationship I learned, you know, I should take somebody for who they are, as they are, exactly how they are, like, in that moment. I shouldn't want to change someone. And I told him, like, hey, I don't want to change you. I'm not going to be your fucking mom. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, do what you're going to fucking do, but I'm not going to be around for it. You know? And that's kind of why we ended up having the relationship that we had. Because in the beginning, we were exclusive, just him and I. But then after that, we were just friends with benefits. And that's how it was for a while.
Yeah.
For a good while. And he tried to, you know, hook up with me again, but I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. It just wasn't benefiting either of us, and no. Yeah. Because he couldn't respect the fact that I never wanted a relationship with him, because he just wasn't the type of man I would want to date.
I mean, now, in the future, like, I mean, I know that you're on Tinder and stuff like that, so what are you seeking from Tinder? Like, are you seeking, like, a hookup or a relationship or just attention? Because, honestly, I was on Tinder for just attention.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from with that. I'd say...
You're confused?
Well, no, I've been celibate for a long time. Yeah. Like, I haven't slept with anyone in, like, 8 months. And, now...
You're on 8 months?
It. Yeah, I'm, like...
10 days?
October.
5 hours?
Like, it's literally been... I'm like, I can't see, I can't taste.
It's like day 235 without sex. The sound of the mac and cheese sounded real good.
All I'm saying is the man to take my new fucking born again virginity better make me fucking get there so hard, or else I'm knocking his ass out. I'm gonna be like, you little fucking bitch. I waited this long for that. It better be fucking worth it. The expectations are fucking high.
It better be your next relationship, to be honest. Like, this guy better be...
I don't know how long to wait anymore, though, because I'm like, should I just fill it out? Or should I just fucking...
Dog, I've never...
Gone that long?
No, but also, like, even when I was in my Tinder days, it was like, oh, I'm just gonna find some guy to freaking hook up with really quick, you know? It wasn't really... I didn't respect myself, I feel like.
Well, it was like that for me for a long time. And then I realized, like, none of these men could ever give me the type of relationship that I want. Like, at first I thought it was just like, yeah, I'm fine just screwing dudes, you know? But now I'm like, I want something more than that.
Yeah.
Like, I want some real fucking effort. So going back to what you said, like, what am I looking for on Tinder?
Yeah.
I mean... I honestly advertise my Instagram a lot on there, but if I were able to, like, find a decent man, I would want, you know, him to be understanding of the fact that I'm not just gonna fuck him right away, or say something sweet and then he's a come cuddle. Like, fuck that.
I know.
Like,
or
we
what
can
are you doing?
hang out. Yeah, like, we can hang out, go on a date. I'm okay with actually cuddling, but I know that cuddling doesn't mean cuddling, so...
It means you're gonna feel something poking your back 2 seconds into it.
I don't like when they're pushy or anything like that. It's just difficult. And I gained weight, a little bit of weight, so I'm more self-conscious now, too. So it's hard for me to date.
Yeah.
But, like, things with you and your partner, like, what do you think are the pros and the cons?
pros is definitely that he came in full force with being a stepdad. I think, like, from the start. So our relationship started off at Tinder. What happened was I was on Tinder for a while, actually. Probably, like, almost close to 2 years. I was on Tinder, and then I had swiped right in, like, I'm going to say, like, March, I think. And then August comes around, and he, like, messaged me, or I messaged him, something like that. And then we added each other on Snapchat, started snapping. Literally the same day we were Snapchatting, I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to go hook up with this guy. So he invites his best friend over to his house and is like, help me clean, because at the time he lived in like a frat house type situation.
That's cute. I like it when they do that.
I know.
Then it's like, oh, they were nervous.
He was very nervous, and his best friend was even like, I had to help him clean really quick, and like.
But was it fucking dirty though?
Yeah, his roommate and his roommate's girlfriend.
No, but like, was it dirty after they had cleaned still?
Yes and no.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
I couldn't imagine it, what it was like before they cleaned, because I was just like, this is kind of dirty. There was dishes in the sink, and like. He, as soon as I, like, pretty much met him, he was like, I promise you, like, this is not where normally I'm hanging out.
Is that, like, true to this? Like, would you say he isn't that messy, or is he that messy? Like,
so his, like, desk area can get messy, but for the most part, he picks up after himself, and he, you know, obviously isn't disgusting, peeing on the floor or anything like that. This is the first
his
person.
Roommate pissed on the floor?
Dog, his bathroom was, like, gross. I mean, he obviously rarely went to his house, so he barely slept there. He barely, like, went to the bathroom. He barely did, like, any damage to his house, pretty much. Like, he never went there. He was always at his best friend's house, sleeping on her couch and stuff like that. So, yeah, so,
yeah, and his best friend's a lesbian, so,
what?
Like, no, that's what you're saying. He was always at his best friend's house sleeping on her couch.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Don't know that she's gay.
No, she is very gay. She's very much married.
It's not like some sort of weird, like, best friend thing.
No,
like,
definitely not.
With his best friend. Like,
No. I love Sylvia. She's so sweet.
Just so the people know, yeah. Because that would be, like, red flag. You know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everyone would be like, what?
Stayed at her house?
No. So, yeah, anyways, so I went over there.
For that shit.
Oh, I'm fucking toxic as fuck, man. This man knows me. Anyways, so I went over to his house, and,
when I walk into the house, I don't even look at him. Even though it's been, like, how long have you been with him?
Almost 3 years.
I don't even look the man in the eyes still, because I'm like,
he'll talk shit to you real quick. He'll talk shit so quick. I mean, just right now, before he left for work, he's like, your sister better pick up her fucking trash. But anyways, so I went to his house, went in, whatever. He offered me his mom's, like, chicken adobo or something like that, and I was like, no thank you. Mind you, I was so starving, and you know, like, on first dates you're like, like, kind of barely, like, eating, don't really eat. That's how my mindset was. I was the girl to, like, order a salad instead of a steak, you know? And so I went in and I was like, no, it's okay. I went there around like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. I did meet his best friend the same day too, and it was so cute because once, like, after we got into a relationship, I asked him, like, how he felt that day, and he was like, you were so not you were, but you are so beautiful, and, like, he just looked at me and he's like, holy shit, like, this girl's hot, right? And, like, this girl's really pretty, la la la, like, he was trying to impress me from the start. But anyway, so I hung out all day there, we watched movies, and then we went into his bedroom, and boy, did that bed get to kicking, because fuck. Anyways, so I left at like 3 a.m. because my best friend was actually visiting, and from then on, like, I stayed at his house ever since. And
that's
ever since then,
like, since day one, you guys have been, like, together. And I can't, I can't imagine that, because I'm just, like, the second that a man does something I don't like, I'm like, see ya, like, I'm out. Like,
well, that's the thing, he never did anything that I didn't like. Obviously, now he has. Yeah. I'm like, I got a list for ya, but no, I mean, like, now, obviously, I could nitpick at stuff, but at the time, like, it was very good. And then, from that moment forward, actually, the first time I left him, like, we weren't together for more than, like, 8 hours, 9 hours, 12 hours, like a job, you know? The first night was actually when I went to go pick up Deja. In 2 years. That's the first time. So, literally, like, last week. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. I don't know, like, For me in relationships, I actually do like space. You know, I think it's healthy to have time apart. I don't want to be codependent on a partner because I just don't think it's, for me personally, the way that I like things, I like my space.
Yeah.
You know, and I want my partner to be able to have their space too. So, whenever I do have a relationship, I hope my partner would respect the fact that I do like time alone. And I hope that they like time alone too, to do the things that they like, and I could do the things that I like as well. Because I feel like in relationships I do give a lot of trust, and that's kind of how ties into how my marriage ended, because I did give my husband a whole lot of trust, and we did a lot of things separately, and I didn't realize that that was in a way causing us to grow apart a bit as well. The fact that we did a lot.
I think a lot of things factored into that.
There was,
because at the end of the day,
you could see that too.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you still came home and tried to make conversation and stuff like that, and it was still being like you guys are living two different lives.
Yeah.
Like Mel does his own thing, you know, I leave him alone, whatever. We have a lot of kids together, so I feel like, you know, it's always getting interrupted, but I do think that, you know, I'll go into the room and like have a little bit of like time to myself, and then he'll come out here and like play his games or whatever, and like we do have like separation between that. But as for like going out of the house, I don't do that much unfortunately, but that's just because of me. Like that's not anything to do really, and I mean we have 3 kids that I have to worry about. But yeah, having kids is much harder in a relationship than not having kids.
I believe it. So now that we touched on all that, maybe we should talk a little bit about Pride, because it's Pride Month, and a little bit like about our sexualities. So you want to go first this time?
No, you can go first.
Why do I get to go first?
Because let's talk about your sexuality really quick.
So I don't know. I say that I'm straight.
No,
I feel like I'm pretty
now.
I'm straight. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. I'm straight now. I mainly am attracted to men and date men.
What do you mean mainly?
Sometimes I see a woman and I think that she's attractive.
That's true, yeah.
But I think that that's kind of normal. I'm not sure if I would
that's
actually.
Normal.
I'm not sure if I would actually date a woman again.
Yeah, let's touch on that again.
Yeah, again. So,
werewolf girl.
If you're a woman and I dated you and you're watching this, hi.
Oh, I just put that person on blast too. I said werewolf girl.
She does not know who I am anymore. Like.
Okay, good.
Okay.
No relation whatsoever.
No. So I've dated 2 women, like, in my lifetime.
2.
I was 2.
That's right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what happened when you saw the kitty cat? Is that when you ran? Sorry, let's just...
Bitch.
Sorry.
Okay.
We're jumping ahead.
So the first woman that I was with, we were teenagers. Come on, like, we were young.
Curiosity. Yeah.
I never saw her kitty or touched her kitty, but she saw and she touched my kitty, and I was like, okay. But we broke up, and after that I was like, yeah.
How long was that one?
I don't know. I think we were together for like 6 months, but I was like 15.
So at the time it was like actually like 3 months actually together. You know what I mean? Like you had no time.
I was like 15 or something.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, Mom's like, why are you making out with a girl? Because I want to. Like, our family has always been super accepting now.
Always, no matter what.
My mom was cool with it. My dad was cool with it.
You a drug dealer? They don't care. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They do have limits.
I don't know.
But
that was when I was a teenager, and then when I was a little bit older, I think it was 19, for my second girlfriend.
Were you
it just kind of happened. He had ghosted me, and the reason he had ghosted me was because he was in jail.
Oh.
But I figured since he ghosted me that we were broken up, so I just started seeing some chick.
Wait, can we backtrack on that? Why did he go to jail?
Dude.
Do you even remember?
I hope his family's not
I doubt it.
Listen. Addiction is like a real thing.
Oh, okay.
And he definitely was addicted to drugs. And got in with the wrong people and was hanging out with, you know, his mom, who wasn't always the best influence, and they were stealing copper for money so they could buy drugs, and that's why he got arrested.
Oh, got it.
Because he was stealing copper, which a lot of like drug addicts do to make money, so they can buy drugs, and that's why he ended up in jail. But we were young.
Yeah.
He was actually a little younger than me. I think he was about 17 or 18 when he ended up in jail. Maybe he was 18, I don't know.
Okay, but back to your
But
Kit Kat
anyways,
story.
he had ghosted me, and I was lonely, and I was just, this was after I'd graduated, I believe, and I was just hanging out with my friends in the club, and if you're under 21, you can only get into the gay clubs here. So I would go to the gay clubs, and this is how I met the girl, because she was always at the gay club, and she was 22, so she could buy me alcohol, and she did. And one night, she kissed me. I think it was New Year's. I don't remember. Anyways, after that, things escalated. One thing led to another. Next thing you know, bing, bang, boom, I'm dating a lesbian. And she howls at the moon because she thinks she's a wolf. And that's not a joke. That's the fucking truth. That's the fucking truth.
If that didn't push you away?
No. I feel like her and I were only together for 2 months because...
Oh, okay.
And then she didn't have a place to fucking live. But she convinced me into going with her to a Motel 6 in the ghetto. And she fucking gave me this fucking
Damn,
thing.
she fucking...
And let me tell you,
pounded your shit.
I thought having sex with a lesbian would be better than having sex with a man.
Because they know your vagina.
Because,
like,
you know, they also have a kitty. But let me tell you, it was a terrible experience. And I thought she was one of those lesbians that, like, knew what the fuck she was doing. Nope. She was fingering me, and she had fingernails. Like, not, like, acrylic nails.
But
like, she was
sharp.
butch. Like, she was a bush lesbian. Nothing against bush lesbians. I'm just saying, like, she wasn't a feminine lesbian. And she scratched my inside, so I was bleeding. I actually was bleeding.
Oh, my goodness.
It hurt so bad. Like, it wasn't good. And then after she had fingered me, like, I'm like, I'm really tired, let's go to sleep.
She's a werewolf. Maybe she was trying to do that so she can drink
I
your
know.
blood. No!
That's different from vampire, dude.
Dog, same difference, dude. They still on the same side of the moon or something. I don't know, dog.
This is so fucking embarrassing, dude. You better have something that I don't know about.
I'll do that.
Okay, yeah, your turn is next, so just be fucking ready. Anyways, that happened, and then the next day she came, dropped me off at home, and she goes, look, I really think you should touch my fucking pussy. I'm like, oh.
Was it hairy?
No, it was bald.
Oh, okay.
It was bald.
If I would have touched a hairy kitty, I think I might have, moved my hand really quick, you know?
No, like, she was, like, just like...
You gotta tell me, dog.
I stuck my 2 fingers in this bitch's vagina. And I was just like...
You were like, I
don't know what to do. We were in her car, in front of our house, Stephanie.
Was it in the church parking lot?
It wasn't in the church parking lot.
Okay, thank God.
Across the street from the church. But it was near.
It was near enough to where Jesus was watching.
Jesus could see. The neighbors could see.
No tinted windows, nothing.
No tinted fucking windows.
In the werewolf car.
There I am. 2 fingers deep in this bitch's vagina. And at that moment, I'm like, she's not gay. Me, is not gay. She's straight. And
How long did you go for, dude?
I was like, I really have to go.
Stop. And then you came inside with 2 fucking pussy juice fingers?
And I was like, it was fine.
Stop.
I was surprised. Like, it did not
smell. You fucking sniffed your fingers?
I did. I had to. I needed to know.
You had to know she got that BV?
It was fine. I was shocked. I thought it would be, like, more gross than that, but it wasn't. But that's how I knew that I was straight. Long story short.
Finger in a bitch's
I'm
pussy.
straight. 2 fingers. I put 2 in. You have to have at least 2. And I was like...
What were you doing? Fucking trying to,
No, that's how you're supposed to do it. Like...
Well, I don't know what your whole
but
arm's
some people
doing.
Can't see the video.
That's true.
Oh, sorry.
She's demonstrating. Anyways. I mean, I don't think I have any, like, crazy, like, sexuality stories.
Wow, you're fucking lame. You don't even do it in the ass. She won't even do it in the ass,
I won't
guys.
do it in the ass. I'm sorry. Shit comes out of there.
I had to throw that in.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm
you take it in
superior.
the ass.
I don't think I'm superior for that, but I'm just saying you should at least be open to exploring your sexuality, dude.
I think I'm okay with exploring stuff, but right now in this moment, I'm not having a penis stuck up my asshole, and I'm sorry for that.
Just do a finger. They can just...
No, dude, because I've had a finger up my asshole, or like a thumb for that matter, and it does not feel good.
Really?
It feels so uncomfortable, like I have to shit.
Really?
Yes,
That's
really.
so rude. Did
How?
they just... Look, you're dealing with someone who doesn't know how to do it. You know? A lot of dudes are out here like, oh, I know how to do anal, but they don't.
If somebody sticks their finger up my ass, I'm sure...
be moist.
I'm sure...
You have to spit on that butthole, or lick the finger real good before you stick it in. You can't be a fucking ass about it.
Either way, I'm okay with not exploring my asshole right now.
Put a freaking butt plug in.
No, thanks. I honestly
get a little tiny one.
Jessica,
look, if you don't want to explore your sexuality, it's fine.
That's literally what I'm telling you right now. I'm literally telling you, I do not feel comfortable with sticking something up my ass when there's... I've had 4 fucking kids. I've had 4 pregnancies, pushed 4 babies, and like a, miscarriage out of my fucking hoo-ha. Mm-hmm. And that pressure back there, and I'm sure there's some hemorrhoids back there or something. So, I mean... That's just something that I'm not opposed to it, but I'm just not going to explore it right now. Yeah. And that's okay.
It is
like,
okay.
Like if I'm good off of that, but
like, okay, back to your sexuality. Have you ever like done anything with a chick?
I've kissed a chick, but that's like the extent of it. I haven't
never fingered anybody.
No, I have not ever.
I never licked a girl's coochie. I'll say that much. I never licked a girl's.
Yeah, I never got that.
I swear to God, like. When I was close to, when my face was like no, it wasn't that close. My face was like a foot away from a pussy, and my fingers were in it. I'm like, there's just no way.
There's no way I can stick my tongue out right now.
I'm like, that's how I know I'm straight. If I look at a dick, I'm like, bring it over here.
I think dicks are ugly, but I do think like I'm gonna say bring that
some
dick
dicks
over
are
here.
Really ugly.
That's true. Some
look better than others.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna not put an ugly dick inside me, to be honest. Unless it's got like dick cheese or something.
Like in your mouth.
Well, I mean,
I thought we were talking about in mouths.
I'm not gonna put a nasty dick in my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put a dick with some dick cheese in my mouth.
Yeah,
or if I get down there and it smells like sweat, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Like we all need to take care of our health, or like our we need a shower, we need clean, we need to make sure that everything's Gucci.
Only one time I almost threw up.
Stop.
I'm not gonna say the name.
Okay, don't say the name.
Because I'm pretty sure he looks up my stuff on Instagram, so I'm not gonna say the name. But you know who it is.
And you almost threw up.
Yeah, you know who it is though. And whew.
That's.
Yeah, I kept going though, cause I'm a fucking champ. I'm a fucking trooper.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
I really took one for the.
Let's get back to stories, because I've never like.
Been with a chick.
I think...
What are your stances on, like, people who are trans, people who are bisexual, people who are lesbian, your stance on people who are non-binary? Like, what are your views on that?
I think we're all equal, to be honest. Like, I don't see any issue with... I don't understand how somebody
anyone being with whoever they want.
Exactly. Like, if you want to...
As long as they're, like, of legal age. Because have you heard that some people are trying to make pedophilia, love is love, like,
but
part of that movement.
That's not okay. They need to be above 18 and... Consenting, and they need to make sure that everyone and every party is going to be safe and actually want to consent to that. Yeah. I think that's my biggest thing is above age. Don't be a fucking pedophile. Don't be fucking disgusting. And if somebody says no, it means no. No means fucking no. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that goes with like everybody too, because I've seen, like, I've been taken advantage of for sure myself, because I'm too scared to say no. But like body language says it all as well. And I think people need to pick up on that, because as a woman, in the dating scene, back when I was on Tinder, I was very scared to say no to a guy who was bigger than me. And a guy who was, I mean, in all actuality, I was in their house. I was in their situation. Like, I had no control over it. And I felt like I
Sometimes
didn't say
it
yes.
feels like an obligation.
Absolutely. And I didn't have to say no.
It shouldn't, though.
Like, you should read body language. You know what I mean? And if my pussy's dry, don't stick anything into it. Because, as you know, my doctor said I got a WAP, so... But, yeah, so that's the biggest issue. But
yeah.
I do not care if you like women, if you like men, if you...
I think everyone in our family is pretty, like...
We're all open.
Accepting of, you know...
Anybody and every...
Yeah.
Thing. I mean, even he, she, they, them. Like, I think our family would definitely accept pronouns like that, you know?
I think it's kind of difficult, though, to be honest, with...
pronouns.
With pronouns for people who identify as they, them. Because in speech, it doesn't really work that way. Like, I think that's... And maybe, like, people will be mad, but I think... You know, if you want to be identified as she, her, he, him, and you, like, look like... Let's say you want to be called he, but you look like a woman, and someone doesn't know that, and they call you she, that person then doesn't have the right to be upset. You need to make your pronouns known to people around you so they can call you by the proper pronoun. You can't just expect people to know, you know? You should at least tell them, like, hey, I like to be referred to as she.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll refer to you as she then.
Yeah.
But if someone doesn't previously know that and you're getting upset at them for using the wrong pronoun, I don't think that that's right. You know? You can't just...
assume that everyone's gonna know what you identify as.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think after the second time, like... Or
then
like,
it can be disrespectful, you know? If
absolutely.
someone continues to disregard what you're identifying as,
then that's...
Then you have a right to be upset.
Yeah.
But if you're just, like... leaving it up to chance and getting upset at people when they don't know, then I don't think it's right. And also, they, them is really hard to use in speech, you know?
I do think so, but I think it's something,
that
I think that it's something that, I mean, I'm not
difficult.
going to disregard their feelings, you know what I mean? And I have this old coworker, and when I knew them, they were identifying as a him, and then they switched to a she. I believe they switched to a she. And then we actually went out to sushi with one of our good friends, and I misgendered. I said, he, and they corrected me, and I fixed it, you know? And it was not a big issue for them at all, and I'm glad they respected that, because, I mean,
How did you misgender them? Like, did they prefer... they, them?
Yeah, and then I accidentally said he. I said he did this or something like that instead of they did this, and one of my friends was like, oh, they identify as they them, and I was like, oh, I felt like I saw it on their profile, but I didn't like. In that moment, I didn't, like, understand, and I apologized to them. I was like, I'm so sorry that I said that, and then...
What did they say about it?
They were like, it's fine. They said that they
I feel like it's so difficult to identify someone as they, them. In conversation, it's very difficult.
I got used to it. I mean, to be honest, I'm not going to disrespect somebody and, you know,
I mean, call me a fucking bitch, but... If someone gets mad at me because I'm not using they, them, it's, like, very difficult to change your whole speech.
It is. It's a learning curve. And even still, I'm like, I have to watch what I'm about to say because they, them, it's kind of like an awkward thing to say.
It sounds like a group of people.
It does. It really does. But, I mean, I respect it. I'm not going to shame them for...
Like, I know, like, some celebrities, like Jeffree Star, he identifies as he and she... So if you say, oh, she went to the store, and you're talking about, you know, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
He doesn't care if you call him he or she. And I'm not saying everyone should be that way. It's just very difficult to change your speech like that, you know?
It is. But I mean, times are changing all the time, so what's a little bit of,
but if you're in conversation and you're talking, you're like, oh, they just went to the bathroom. You think it's a group of people.
Yeah.
You think multiple people went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I understand.
That's their shorts.
I understand that. I completely understand that point of view, but...
It's very difficult. Maybe, like, another term can be, like, created in order to, like, make sense in, like, speech.
Speech, yeah.
But, like, right now, like, you really have to read in between the lines to understand what someone's trying to say when they use they, them. Because it sounds like a group of people.
It does. And I mean, that's just... I'm not going to, disrespect that or anything. So I respected it, and I respect them as a person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they actually do drag on Sundays for, like, Sunday brunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to go to it. But it's always sold out by the time I freaking...
Is it expensive?
Look, I don't think so. I think it's like, I don't know, $40. But back to Tinder. Let's circle back around to that.
Back to Tinder? Okay.
Well, because you were talking about sexuality and how you were like, oh, you better have some juicy stories. I have like one juicy story. I have one
juicy Tinder story. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a sketchy juicy
and then we'll
Tinder
wrap it
story.
up. I don't want it to be too long and too like drawn out.
Yeah, that's true. But
not to the point, you know?
Yeah. So anyways, Tinder. Back in my Tinder days, I matched with this one guy. He was from Vegas. He was here for a work trip. And first day.
Is this the guy that slapped the fuck out of you?
Slapped the fuck to the point where I couldn't hear out my goddamn ear.
You should give my number, dude. I want to get... Actually, no.
Dog,
I'm not going to say that.
That's a little weird to sleep with somebody that I've slept with.
Well, ask if they know somebody that could
do the same.
In the face.
I don't even know who this person is anymore.
It has to be right, though. It has to be under the right circumstances.
I don't understand. Like, I don't know where this guy went, to be honest. I have not talked to him since.
You're lucky to be alive.
I am. Let me just tell you. So, it was like midnight on a random day. First day we matched. This guy was like in town, hit me up. So I hit him up because I was thirsty. And I went to this hotel. I did let 2 of my friends know where I was. I shared my location. And I was like, hey, if I don't get back to you in an hour, please check up on me. This is where I'm going to be at. And, this is where I parked my car. Like, I gave them all the information they needed. Well, it was in this, like, it was actually on South Virginia Street, like, a little bit more further down from the casinos. So it wasn't, like, too far out of, like, where I'm normally at. But, anyways, I go over to the hotel. He meets me downstairs. Nice, whatever. And I made it a point to let the bellman see me go up to his room. Just because, true crime. I'd be listening to it all the time. So I was, like, smiled and said, hey, what's up? And then walked past him. Anyways, we get up to his room. And we got straight to the point, man. Like, straight to the point. He whipped his dick out, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, it wasn't like, we weren't working with too much, but we weren't working with too little. You know what I mean? It was like...
Oh, so you weren't sure at first.
Yeah, and then he was kind of, like, chunkier, and at the time I was, like, a little bit skinnier, which is not an issue at all. But, just to give you reference, I was a little bit smaller than him, and he was a little bit bigger than me. And then he got on top, and then all I remember, like, I literally only remember...
Out?
Dog, I didn't black out.
Did you get fucking drugged?
No, I didn't drink anything there. But, I only remember, like, getting slapped so fucking hard, my ear was ringing. And he saw the look on my face after. Excuse me. He saw the look on my face after, and he was like, oh, that was probably too hard. And I was like, yeah, that was a little too hard. I can't fucking hear. He's like, have you ever been slapped? And I was like, yes, I've been slapped, but I've literally never got my shit rocked like that. Like, if it was the right person in the right scenarios, like, I would probably not mind getting slapped that fucking hard. But the fact that it was a random day, it was a random night, random hotel, random dude that I just met like 2 hours ago over Snapchat, and he's rocking my shit that hard, it scared the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. And then he finishes. It was not.
Really?
After that slap, dude, how the fuck was I gonna not expect to get kidnapped after that, dude? And, like...
You were scared.
I was scared.
Sometimes being scared helps me.
Dog. And then, so after, he, like, finishes up, and then he immediately gets into the shower, and I was like, okay. Like, I've never had somebody get into the shower. And then he's like, he gets out, and he's like, hey, I was getting dressed. I was already getting dressed.
Asked for some money or something.
Dude, I should have. For
that.
I really should have. So, he gets out of the shower. Shower's still going, and I was like, okay, why is this guy, like, half cleaned, half not? Well, he gets out, and he's like, hey, I have a question. I have a weird kink. And I was like, okay, like, how bad can it be? You know what I mean? And he's like, I like to piss on people. And I was like, are you going to piss on me, like, in the bed, He's like, no, I like it in the shower.
But where was he going to piss on? Like, what part of you did he want to piss
And I asked him. I was like, are you going to piss on my face? Are you going to piss on my pussy? Like, where are you going to piss? And he was like, just all over your body. And I was like,
what, did he want you to, like, lay down in the shower? Just, like,
I didn't ask too much detail, but I did ask,
be
like...
asking because...
Well, so he explained to me. He was like, well, I like pissing on people. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I can piss all over your body or whatever. And I was like, okay. I'm not into that, you know? And then I, like, respectfully declined. And then he finished up...
How do you respectfully say no to that?
I was just like, I don't think I'm into that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, okay, finished up his shower. And then I'm assuming because he had to piss, he came out and told me. You know what I mean? And
he's
so...
like, that was my opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. So I finished getting dressed. He finished showering. Mind you, he showered for like 5 seconds. I was like, holy shit, like that was fast. He didn't shower for long. And then I put my clothes on. He walked me back down. I made sure to say bye to the bellboy. I was like, bye, you know, and then walked me to my car. And he was much older than me. At the time, I think I was like 23, maybe 22. I don't know.
How old was he?
Like 32. So like really? 10 years older than me, yeah. And then he walked me to my car, and he's like, you need to be safe because I could have murdered you. And I was like, thank God I'm at my car right now. And so the next day, guess what do I do? No. The next day, guess what I did? Went back to his hotel room and got my shit rocked again. I did it again.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I feel like a fucking idiot that I went back to him the next day. I literally texted him. He's like, hey, want to do it one more time before I go back to Vegas? And I was like, sure. And then I went there, and he slapped me a little less harder, which was like a little bit okay.
He slapped you again.
Yeah, he did. He rocked my shit again. Not to the point
where... Did you actually, like, that time?
No, I didn't. And it was very disappointing because I knew that he had the potential to make me do it, you know?
How long did it last, though?
Like 5 minutes. I know, it was not... I thought it was going to be good. And then he starts getting in... talking to me about how this girl in Vegas and he loves her. God, and I was just like, I need to go. Like, I need to go ASAP, you know? Like,
nothing
I need
like when they start talking about their ex to
and
make
I was
your
just
pussy
like,
dry as fuck.
I know. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So, that was my Tinder. That was just like the tip of the iceberg. I got myself into such bad situations.
What are we talking about on the next episode? I feel like
One-Eye Tinder Boy? Remember the one-eyed Tinder boy?
No, we can't keep talking about
just
Tinder
kidding.
stories.
Yeah. No, but there's a lot of them, but
what's episode 2 going to be on?
I think we can do...
We'll just give them a little idea of what episode 2 will be about.
We should do a snacks and weird food episode
snacks
soon.
And weird food?
Yeah, but that's definitely for like YouTube because we got it, you know, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the true crime, like
true crime cases, like local true crime cases.
True crime,
okay,
like what affected us.
Okay, so I guess the next episode we'll probably, if we don't change our minds, be talking about local true crime. Maybe we can bring up the case about Naomi. It's still ongoing, but other local cases like Brown and Dennison as well.
That's true.
That's a local case.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank you so much for listening. Hopefully we didn't ramble too much.
Probably did, but...
And hopefully we'll see you next episode, but we just do this for fun, so let us know what you think. Bye!